DeVoe, you can get up anytime you want to during the show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Do that, you know.
Victor Alice, New Sports, brought to you by the bald-headed black man, the one the ladies call Sexual Chocolate. Here he is. Here's Vic. Yeah. Maine. Snake Maine.
Norman said, "Sexy Vic doing the
Oh,
sports."
look, okay, see, that's what we need to practice with you guys. To see.
What? Oh my God!
Look at her face.
Oh my God! I'm not even a guy. And that's
Victor does his
fun.
own visual aids.
Oh my! Norman said, "Oh my."
I only publish this stuff.
Oh, wait a minute. Everybody's into disclaimers all of a
do it,
sudden.
girl,
But you guys will
Norman
talk
said.
about cities, you'll talk about everybody else, but then all of a sudden you see this and you guys start backing up.
Well,
It's demonic.
and that you can tell that's Asian animation.
No, we're not. Let me just try to help you guys out. Welcome to New Sports. I wanted to give you guys what we call the shock and the impact of what men go through in many ways, and I want to kind of massage this story, no pun intended, as to what we're going to talk about. You know, they always say hitting the man in the man area.
I don't know how long I can let this stay up.
Norman said, "Work it, girl."
Wait a minute. Let me just say this for a moment. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me just remind you. Men have two categories of getting hit in the man area. You didn't know that. It's more than one. Typically, it's when we're in sports. The number one sport where it happens 10-to-1 ratio is soccer. World soccer, because they use their legs most than anything else, right?
They do.
So you don't get to see it that often, but if you go search, you'll find that that's the issue.
Do they wear cups?
They wear whatever they can.
You kind of know this issue, huh?
It's not what you think.
I don't know, you a little familiar.
You can wear a cup, but if the thrust of a 245-pound man behind thick legs comes, a cup can only protect you so much. So here's the part I'm saying that Mario will know what I'm talking about. We're talking about hit the man area intentionally in sports. You should do what? And we have 4 choices. And before we go there, it's called hit back, pray, 911, live, and let love. Now, before we get there, DeVoe, you all right?
Sorry, I read the chat room. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Keep going.
So I want you to understand. When men get hit in the man area, do you know it happens casually by women? And men tend to respond a different way. Say if
really?
you walk by and you're picking something up, and all of a sudden you accidentally hit him in his man area. Do you know his response is a little different? He's a little bit more cool. He's kind of suave. He kind of sits there and says, "Yeah."
So you're learning about scrotum right now. This is all you ladies everything you ever wanted to know about testicles in a nutshell.
So what
That's a pun.
What I'm trying to say,
Well,
that-
Norman says ladies
We'll
need to
make you-
do this from time to time. So I
You're
don't
gonna
know.
be a nut
Teach me,
expert in
Victor.
nuts.
What's more important?
Norman, you're supposed to be teaching.
What's more important is that when it happens casually with men, it's usually not in a sporting event where women are around, because women don't. When they accidentally hit men, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's kind of like we're going like
this accident.
We actually don't mind if you accidentally hit us again. Now, I'm only saying
Speak for
what's real.
yourself.
But when it's sports, I want to tell you something. If your man is in a sporting event and you watch him as recently as the Oklahoma Thunder, Serge Ibaka, intentionally, for everybody's opinion, hit Blake Griffin the other day, intentionally in the man area.
Oh, intentionally.
Hit him and Mr. Mushroom.
Right. So,
Intentionally. Why?
He hit old helmet head.
So see, this is the question. Mario and I know that when you go through this pain, first you roll down and you are in pain. You just can't respond any other way.
That's right.
But when the woman is watching her man intentionally get hit,
That could be your children.
what do you want your man to do at the moment you see him getting hit?
Protect the
no,
man
Mario,
juice.
no. The vote has to go first. Your man is getting hit intentionally.
What
This
are
is
you
just
thinking?
a crazy example. We're going to get to that later.
Hard, I know.
No, it's kind of like if you see it coming, you want to say, cover it.
That's all, wait a minute. That's all you want to say is cover it and duck.
Protect the
No,
bank.
I'm just saying if you see it coming, but after he's already got the impact, the first thing you're going to worry about, as far as me, the first thing I'm going to worry about
we don't know what you worry
how
about.
is this going to affect our sex life? Are you kidding?
Okay, now
Oh,
wait a
that's what
minute.
you worried about?
Doing?
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Now, wait a minute.
That's pretty damn selfish.
Wait a minute. I haven't got to Jesse yet. The reason why I'm asking this is because I think if you really... This is not fair.
Mario,
This is
I'm
not
sorry,
fair.
I want to retract that.
Wait.
What do you mean you can't retract? That's the way you feel. See?
Now that I thought about it, that
See,
might
it
not
always
be the
comes
right
down
answer.
to the same old shit.
Wait a minute.
Even with the Empress.
Let me just say this. I'm going to go to Jesse because I think DeVoe gave a soft talk on this. You're watching your man in sports, professional sports, and a man who's aggravated, mad at your man who's actually, he's dominating the opposition, intentionally hits your man in the marinara. He goes down writhing in pain. What would you want to do?
I got a better answer. I would jump onto that whole court and start wailing on him. Are you kidding?
Okay, that's
Why not run out and caress his manly jewels and comfort him?
I would start
Hold it
swinging
gently
on
in your
that
left
guy.
hand
They would have to
and
hold
stroke
me
it
back.
gently with the right
No,
hand
they'd have to
while
hold me
whispering
back.
tender, loving phrases
Stop it.
over his jewels. That sounds good to me.
Wait a
I
minute.
think I'd like that one.
Wait a minute. Now, I was going to come over to Mario, but he dominated you because he's not supposed to do that. He has to chime
Doesn't
in.
that sound good, though?
No, that doesn't.
Okay, wait. Jesse, this happens. Now, this is a little exaggerated, but if you saw your man and he intentionally got hit by the opposition, would you first be concerned about can he perform, or that you feel bad that he can't get up and whoop his ass,
Yeah.
or that you say live and let love, or love and let live?
Live in the, I don't know.
You know what?
Yes, you do, girl.
I'd say, no,
You'd be upset at that guy who kicked your man the ball.
I'd say.
Depends which man, huh?
I'd say pray in 911.
Oh, she's looking at the choice.
So I know she's read the choices first. She knows she doesn't want to be.
I didn't even see the choice.
I know. She's already rescuing herself. I got it. So you
Well, I
say
mean, I don't want to hit back because I don't want men to be fighting.
this your man
But
now.
He ain't fighting.
He ain't
He's
fighting.
He's not
He
fighting.
But it seems
Kicked your guy in the ball.
It seems like that would be the
I mean,
natural.
I got a black
it
woman who
seems
ain't gonna
like-
fight over my nuts.
It seems like the natural reaction would be
Yes.
to want to hit back, but you said I accidentally hit a man like that before, and he didn't pretend like it was no big thing. He was like, oh,
Because he wanted the attention.
He didn't kick your ass, right?
No, because
That's what I
he
would've
wanted
at
the
least thought about
attention.
it.
Mario, watch this. Let me say this. Let me tell you this. If you
my
accidentally
God.
hit me and it's a woman, my advantage is if I play it cool, like it's no big deal. But isn't it my advantage if I go, oh, because what do women do? Reach for it to
Yes.
pamper you, right?
That's exactly
So
what
is it the
If
best
they do
thing
it
to
by
do?
accident-
By accident.
If
you
it's
go,
by
oh.
accident, then
By
they
accident.
But
And
if
aren't
they
you
don't
gonna-
do it, if they do it on
aren't you gonna
purpose, they're not
reach and try
reaching
to-
forward.
Would you reach all the way down there and help him out?
Yes.
Remember I said,
See
why
what
not
I'm
just
saying?
caress and hold it gently in your left hand, press it with your right hand,
Oh, my God.
while whispering tender, loving phrases.
Oh my God.
Oh, mijo.
That's what I did.
Oh,
That's what you did?
que lastima.
Oh my God, she did it. Okay, wait a minute.
You know, say something sweet over it.
So let me just say this.
Dang.
There are some men to traverse over. Mario gave his response. You actually said you would get down there and help
That's
him.
why I said pray in 911.
No, that ain't helping. No, don't come over there and comfort my ass.
All right, wait, DeVoe.
Bring some ice.
Like I said, and I agree with PMC, I would slap the out of that guy who did that.
Okay,
There
good.
you go.
Now there you go. Now
Empress gets violent.
here it is, DeVoe.
Wait, Max said tell him to go to Plan B. What in the world is Plan B,
Wait a
Max?
minute.
That's
Wait a
his
minute,
medical,
DeVoe. You have 4 choices. Since you've already exerted that you can't do anything if you're not there live and you're on the other side of the screen.
Right.
What
Okay,
should your
but-
man do? Hit back, pray, 911, live, and let love. What should you do?
Hit back.
You want your man to hit back, don't you?
Hit him!
Okay.
Hit him! I'd be on the television.
You embrace
Hit him!
violence.
Hit him!
Not you.
Get up, baby!
All
And
right.
hit him!
There you go. Jesse,
Real violence.
you already
Real
said 911,
Real
live and let
violence.
love.
You keep trying to give me that live and let love. I said pray
Pray.
in 911.
Okay, that's cool. 911, pray, 911. Mario.
That's the best you can do, huh? Man, y'all ain't. Where the white women?
Now,
I
Mario.
wonder if them Asians can protect the nuts a little better.
Okay.
Dang.
The sisters.
Now, Mario, you're the man writhing in pain.
Yeah.
Hit
He
back,
said, yeah!
hit back, pray, 911.
You can't hit back because you can't get off your knees.
Right.
How you gonna hit back?
That is true.
You actually are praying.
That is true.
Praying for that pain to stop,
Yes.
so you can breathe again.
Okay.
And then you need some medical help to make sure you can go
Ain't
home
no
to your
so
woman
make some
right.
morphine.
There you go. See, Mario said the
And
right.
then when you get home, if she doesn't know how to
Right.
hold it in her left hand
Get
and
out of here,
caress it
Victor.
with the,
I know you're not getting ready
and
to
say those
Mario
meaningful
said
things.
it right.
Okay.
He said
I'm just
exactly
thinking,
what
when
I
they come
said.
home, you still
No.
got to be nurtured. So remember
what-
your job.
Right. See, what I'm
I
saying.
said all that.
No, you did good. No, what Mario said is if you can, because be honest with you, if we can get up,
Right.
we would do something. It's if we may
can't
not be able to
get
get up.
You can't get up.
That's what I said.
So why aren't you over there with your left hand
That's right.
and your right hand and saying those, remember, whisper, Poppy, Poppy, Poppy.
I told you I did.
Max said 911.
Okay.
Are you holding the injured part?
Even give him a little kissy poo.
That's right. Then that's way
God.
distract me.
Oh.
And
There you
Norman,
go.
he's up here. She's working him, okay?
And I wanted you guys to know the last pick is going to show you that a man who doesn't need a woman, Mark, you can scroll up, doesn't need a woman, stands tall and says, "I don't." Oh, the picture didn't come
Is
out.
that Herb Wesson?
Oh, it's all right, Mark. It doesn't display on your picture.
So that means we got more of her kicking him in his
no,
nuts.
that's okay. It's not what you think it is.
That's
no,
not
that,
Herb Wesson, is it?
no, that's not.
Why
it.
you gonna bring Herb Wesson up here?
Because that's
know.
who that man looks like right there.
I know, but nobody can see
No,
it.
that wasn't the right picture.
Nobody can see it.
Oh,
Gotta
nobody
go.
can see it?
No, you
Oh.
can't.
That's a
I got to go
different
to us
sport.
number 2. I got to go at number
Ooh,
2.
Max said put some icy hot on that bad boy.
Oh, that would hurt, man.
Ooh, Mac.
Hey, you guys, transition now because
Oh,
I know
sorry.
you guys can
Okay.
take this forever. It's really simple. I don't know how many of you guys are basketball fans. Boxing fans.
No.
And if you're not, or have you ever watched wrestling?
I've watched boxing.
Okay, what about wrestling?
Not.
I used to
That
watch
much?
it all the time.
Okay, here's the thing. The question is that if you haven't seen it, UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championships, they dominate right now as it relates to younger folks coming up. It's still not as strong
I'm gonna
commercially.
challenge the vote.
Is it real?
Oh no, this is all real. This is all real. This is
The
no.
other one's not
The
real.
wrestling
This
I
one's
know
real.
about is
Kick
not
my
real.
ass.
It's
No,
in
it's
different
not.
letters.
So the question is, you guys know more about the giants like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You know about them because they
Sugar
just
Ray
were
Leonard.
icons, right?
Right.
Well, they're going to probably one day have icons in UFC.
Get
Here's the
out.
part that's going to happen. Without the dangers, there's always dangers inherently in anything like this.
Okay.
I'm predicting that UFC and the style of UFC will dominate and take over eventually commercially in boxing. Just want to know,
Probably,
in your opinion, Jesse, since you're already
Yeah.
chiming in, do you believe the same, or you think boxing will always stay up there above
No, I see what you're saying with the whatever this is called.
UFC?
Yes,
Yeah.
UFC. Because this is more engaging. You use more of your body. You use all of your body. You get to kick
Use
and
the legs.
hit. Okay.
See, you get to use the legs and your arms.
And it's not just the straight boxing.
And
hitting
they're not
somebody
padded.
in the face and the head.
Right, and the gloves are not as the boxing gloves are more padded,
Right.
less padded in UFC. So the
But
part,
this looks more entertaining if we're not worried about injury.
okay, but since it's going to involve that, let's say this. Mario, he knows about this. He's going to always chime in about the dangers inherently in this sport. But put that aside, Mario, do you believe UFC will ultimately, or the style of UFC will be the protracted, I guess, youthful movement of being more popular than traditional boxing?
I don't think you have enough time.
Really? Think it's going to be outlawed?
I don't think you have 10 years.
Wow.
You may have 5 years, but I don't think you have 10 years
Of
with
what?
boxing.
Wow.
Of
At some
boxing.
point in time, it's just the medical effects of certain sports are just recognized as being too deadly.
Yeah.
Thank
The
Lord.
effect of concussions and all that. Now, National Football League is having to change the whole sport of football. It becomes just simply undeniable that you have an
Yes.
enterprise that causes death or injury.
Yes.
And in our society today, you can't even give permission and then go out and host
Right.
fight to the death.
Right.
You can't do that. It's not allowed under our laws. You
Right.
can't allow. They can't sign away. I know I could die, but I want to still have the spear fighting championship. You know, you can't do that.
Right.
You can't hire. You can't embrace people in contracts
Okay.
that therefore threaten their
Right.
health. And so the issue with these sports that I said before is that it's already obvious that they lead to significant injury, well beyond what people knew before. Well beyond.
Yep.
Okay, so now that becomes obvious, then you have to deal with the fact that even if you go on and do it, the people who are in the sport can come back and sue you. Mm-hmm. So the actual boxers come back and sue you and say you didn't do enough to protect us, regardless of the paperwork we signed. Well, so you don't have 10 years. I don't think you have 10 years for any. I think boxing's a goner.
Yeah.
Good.
Think so?
It's going to be gone from sport. One day you'll talk about, we used to have a sport where the goal of it was to give the other guy a concussion. Your goal in boxing is to knock him out, right?
Right.
That's to give him a concussion. So your goal, think how barbaric this is sounding. Right. It's a game in which the goal is to give the other guy a concussion.
Like we don't feed the Romans.
Right. Yeah, you can't laugh.
That's where I'm going with that.
But now here's the challenge of it.
Norman said boxing's my favorite. He's a fan of boxing.
Well, I know a lot of us were. Believe me, I came up with Muhammad Ali. You know what? They didn't know it like they know it now. It's really obvious now the effect of concussions.
I know. Look at Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, a bunch of them, you guys. So now you go, whoa. I don't know what you do. You say goodbye to it.
I think the part that
goodbye to it.
I think Mario's actually correct. I think there are more extreme sports coming now. I think the alternative is the type of sports that are coming. I believe the same will follow in other areas too, where they find the dangers there. Because the example of watching winter sports game, the Winter X Games, where they actually try to flip with 400, 600 pound, the scooters or whatever you want, the snowmobiles, that was allowed, that a corporate empire and sponsor says, you're going to do what? We still want to finance it. We still want to get behind it. We still want to put our money into it. Because of that, yes, that will probably find its way out of it the same way. But I just think some things about getting around, as well as the lawyers are getting around, getting on the suit side of it when a liability comes, I think they're going to be just as smart as saying, well, look, you sign off ahead of time. You're taking that risk like football players do. They say, we know the
except
risk.
That's why it's not working for football. You can't write a contract. See, under our laws... Right. You write that contract so you could go in the court and say, look what I have. But in the court, they're going to go, we don't care.
Right.
You can't write a contract. It's just like you can't write anything you want into a contract and have that be a binding argument.
Right.
Just because you wrote it in there. It doesn't make
But you're talking about extreme sports.
Well, the reason I'm saying extreme sports because most of us have been growing up with 3 sports before it became commercial in other areas. It was football, basketball, and baseball. Well, you look at how many sports are now, and they are revenue-generating sports. There's so many that are extreme, from skiing to snowboarding to everything. They're coming faster, and it seems like you have to look at them all the same way as Mario's talking about. And sooner or later, you have to look at it and say, eventually, they're not approaching sports with all this wonderful safety issues. Cars are getting faster. Dragsters in
just happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the race, like 70 people injured by parts. They had a big crash.
A couple years ago?
No, just recently, like last week.
Oh.
NASCAR.
And the car hit and got in. So parts get showered through the fence.
That's right.
70 people injured with like scrap metal.
Yeah, the engine got embedded into the fence. Because it's the speed of
cars. You can have somebody blinded. You can have all
cars.
These things.
Right.
And the killer is, this is the part where I sit there and say this. I said, here's the not so good side of it. A lot of people haven't received certain settlement monies at the level that they're receiving. And I just think there's collateral damage. And we've been in a society of collateral damage all our lives. Yeah. And I just think that the machine makes offerings way more than people have experienced. So if all of a sudden... It's like the BP thing, egregious. The downwind effect of what happened with British Petroleum as it relates to that platform sinking, the oil spillage and everything. I said at the end, they said we're gonna take care of it.
Well, what ended up happening is that you have a class action suit where attorneys can file a lawsuit on behalf of you, but they'll end up paying themselves, right? The most and first, and then you'll split the rest of the stuff between the other people. No, but remember too that this is a slippery slope. What do I mean by that? You have a number of other sports that are life-threatening. Think about just your ski jumps for distance. Think about tobogganing, where you had someone die previously. So you have a number of sports that are already that we are comfortable with that are actually life-threatening in nature.
But I think the difference in that is it's a different mentality when you look at an individual sport, like what you were just saying, versus group activity like the driving where one person can affect so many others, or in boxing or in football. seems to be a little more acceptable if you're the only person going down the ramp and you're just jeopardizing yourself.
And that's why it changes with time, because those are perceptions, right?
Right.
Public perceptions, which are then again different from the law, right? And then we come to recognize and interpret the law differently, right? Once you now have a conscience that says these things are deadly. So now in today's world, it's looked at differently. And that's part of the reason why it is a controversy, because it's now you're looking at something that you've been doing and saying, hey, in our country, it's a custom that every Friday you get a pint or a quart of alcohol.
Right.
And we've been doing that,
I remember that.
In Russia, they give out vodka on payday with your paycheck. And it's customary. They got one of the highest rates of alcoholism in the world. Now, at some point in time, even though you've been doing stuff for 100, you realize you can't. So we might have to give up the Krispy Kreme donuts, or just eat 4, not 8.
No, there you go. It's always collateral.
No more dog fighting.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, PMC just wants to bring up Tony Darcet. He's got a case right now.
Well, see, the hard part about the cats that have it way back. It's not as prevalent with a lot of people who are growing up with sports. I'll be shocked. Somebody did something in an event last week, and they said they were in the East Coast, and they said, I talked to this young person. They were about 20, 21, 22. He said, guess who's going to be there? It was going to be Reverend Run and Tyrese Gibson. She said, who are they?
I love that.
And I said, well, wait a minute, I can understand Rev Run. But I really tripped when she said, you don't know Tyrese Gibson? This is Transformers. This is the whole thing. The whole lesson of it is that the stories of these cats who've had something going on, it may not have as much impact because they're so removed.
They're
from
dead.
The conscious. But you know what?
They're gone.
I didn't say that. I'm done. New Sports is done. I don't want to say they're dead. Thank you guys.
All right.
The man area is our domain.
Don't hit them in the nuts. Check the jewels, lady. Check the jewels.
You know what? I was just trying to bring some consciousness and some awareness to it. That's all.
Written and directed by Victor Allen, New Sports, a recurring segment of the Morning Coffee with Mario show. Enjoy.